I'm Pinewood Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Jiminita Swain, and this is What's Trending, the spot where the buzz meets the bold, and we're diving headfirst into everything that's lighting up your feeds and turning heads. It's Tuesday, September 2nd, and trust me, we've got a lot to talk about, so buckle up. Let's get into it. They may not wear capes, but they're making a big difference behind the scenes. Today, we're shining a light on the unsung heroes at St. John's Primary School, the ones helping to shape young lives every day. From hallways to hard work, this is a visit you won't want to miss. Plus, back to school means back to basics. We're sitting down with an etiquette coach to break down the do's and don'ts of classroom and playground behavior. From raising hands to taking turns, these simple tips can help kids feel more confident and kind. And back to school means big moves for two bright brothers. From summer safaris to baseball games, these brothers are sharing their favorite moments, school goals, and what it's really like starting 3rd and 5th grade. Don't miss this fun and heartwarming back to school chat with the Johnson family. Well, as the Johnson brothers gear up for a new school year full of promise and excitement, we also take a moment to look back, because while this season brings new beginnings for many, it also marks a time of remembrance for others. Today, we pause to remember. On this day, 6 years ago, Hurricane Dorian unleashed unimaginable devastation on Grand Bahama, forever changing the lives of so many. We honor the memory of souls lost and the pain still carried by the families, friends, and communities left behind. Dorian was more than a hurricane. It was a test of faith, strength, and resilience. And though the winds have passed, the impact remains. But so does the spirit of Grand Bahamians, unbreakable, courageous, and full of heart. To those who are still healing, still rebuilding, still remembering, our thoughts, prayers, and deepest respect are with you. You are not forgotten. We stand with you.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
students are busy learning their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, there's a whole team of dedicated individuals working quietly in the background to keep everything running smoothly. We stopped by St. John's College to recognize one of the school's unsung heroes. Wes Forbes is live at St. John's College, where the real heroes aren't always in the spotlight. Find out who's making a difference today. Wes, what's the scene like down there?
Hey, Jamaica, you are right. We are at St. John's. We're on Giants territory, and I have with me Miss Becky, an unsung hero that makes things happen behind closed door. Miss Becky, how are you?
I'm okay.
That's amazing. Miss Becky, what is your real name? Because everybody called you Miss Becky, and at a point I really thought your name was Miss Becky.
My name is Rebecca McCartney.
That's amazing. What do you do here? And tell us how, like, all the stuff that you actually do day to day.
I'm in charge of the groundsman, the auxiliary staff. I'm a supervisor, I'll say. My day-to-day running the school is like make sure the grounds clean, the classrooms. If I need a plumber, an air conditioning guy, electrical, whatever the school need, I try call the person for them to come and fix the problem.
Now, Miss Becky, if you don't come to school one day, what can happen? What can happen now?
Well, the school can still run. It may not run the way I do it, but it's still gonna run. They will call me and ask me certain things.
You've been here for 30 years, and in December 18 will make 31 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Man, there's a lot of memories, there's a lot of things that you could go back on. Share with me a memory that you will never forget.
Well, it happened last year in May. I turned 65, and I was on my way to the high school staff room. And every time I attempt to go that way, someone keep on calling me back. And not knowing they was having a surprise party for me.
Nice.
And it really was a shock of my life.
I like that.
I was really surprised because every time I go to the back, come here, Miss Becky, they send me back this way. And it get to a point, but why can't I go in the back there? And I always have to walk the campus.
I love it.
Until Miss Knowles called me in the staff room and tell me it's a plumbing problem.
Miss Becky, so as you see, we're recognizing you as an unsung hero. First of all, how do you feel?
I feel good.
There are some individuals that feel as if they're not recognized. What, in a short way, what would you say to them, those who feel as if they're not recognized?
Well, I'll tell them, whatever you do it the best you could do, because at the end of the day, God knows what you do.
All right, then. Well, that's me and Miss Becky chilling at St. John's. Back to you, Jiminita.
Trending in business. Who's making major money moves and how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Those pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
diet-friendly special.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Back to school doesn't just mean hitting the books. It also means brushing up on behavior. Today, we're joined by Loretta Thomas, an etiquette expert who is here to share some modern-day manners that can help kids thrive in both the classroom and on the playground. In fact, Loretta is a British-trained etiquette coach, so she's the perfect person to speak with. Welcome to What's Trending, Loretta.
Thank you for having me.
It's so great to have you here with us. So let's start with the basics. Why is etiquette still important in schools today?
Yes. Well, etiquette is a set of guidelines that actually help us live, communicate as individuals. So whether we are thinking of days gone by, etiquette in days gone by is still the same today. It helps us to thrive, and particularly children in school.
So how early then should children be learning about manners and respect?
I would say at 18 months. Even before a child can speak, that baby knows the difference between right and wrong.
Yes.
That infant knows just how to manipulate his parents or her parents. So they already know how to pull your strings. So that tells you right then that they are cognizant of what is right and wrong, what is accepted and what is not.
And so then what are some of the etiquette rules then that children should be following in the classroom?
Well, in the classroom, you have your teachers, co-teachers. You also have your peers or your classmates. We would like our children to, of course, exercise kindness and empathy. We have children from various countries. Today, our classrooms are filled with children from many different countries.
Very diverse.
Quite diverse. So I believe it sets the tone and should encourage our children to reach out to children from different countries.
Are there any golden rules as it relates to when children are playing with the other children or using equipment on the playground? Like, what should they be keeping in mind?
Keep in mind, you want to play fairly. Give the other person a turn. Take turns. That is a demonstration of respect.
So would you say then that there are any quick tips or daily routines that parents can use to model good behavior for their children to keep in mind as they go to school day to day?
Yes, absolutely. Before leaving home, as we prepare our children with the backpack and the books and everything that they need to excel in school, let's also think of those important golden rules. And as we prepare them to leave in the starch uniforms and shiny shoes, we also want to impress upon them to demonstrate empathy, be kind, and just have an enormously successful school semester.
Definitely some great reminders there. We all need to remember that a little bit of kindness, respect, and consideration can go a long way. So I definitely want to say thank you so much, Loretta Thomas, for joining us today and reminding us about these important principles. So not only the little people can apply to their day-to-day, but obviously that the adults can apply as well. So thank you so much for that.
It's my pleasure.
Back to school season is here, and we want to see those fits. Parents, show off your little one's fresh first day looks. And students, yes, you can flex your own drip too. Just snap it, send it, and shine on TV. Text your best back-to-school photo to 242-422-6827 for a chance to be featured on What's Trending. And thanks to BTC, 2 lucky winners will score a brand new BTC cell phone and a BTC swagged out backpack stuffed with official BTC paraphernalia. It's all going down September 1st through the 4th at 6 p.m. only on What's Trending. BTC, bringing the vibes to the classroom.
And speaking of luck, it's not too late. You've got until September 4th to send in your back-to-school fit photos, so keep them coming. Now, while those entries keep rolling in, we've already got a few of them just to show you. Check these out.
Diet-friendly special.
We're heading back to St. John's. Our Wes Forbes is live with the principal to discuss the amazing staff member we spotlighted today and what's in store for the school year ahead. Hey, Wes.
Hey again, Jimmy. Like you said, we are here with the principal of St. John's. Mr. Corin, tell me, why did you choose Miss Becky?
Okay, so Miss Becky has been a staple at St. John's College for over 30 years, and so almost every student who's been here and graduated from St. John's College knows Miss Becky. She's the go-to person if you need to find something, if you need to find some history about the school even, and what was where. You know, Miss Becky's your go-to person. So she's an invaluable resource, a hard worker. She's here almost every day of the week, 7 days a week, and you call her in for any project, any assignment, she comes willingly. She's a good employee.
I love that. Let's start with Miss Becky. What are you looking forward to this academic semester?
Okay, well, last year we had a very, very successful year. The 2024-2025 school year was really, really good. And so we just want to build on that, continue to build on the legacy that St. John's College is known for. This year I want to see more student involvement in leadership in terms of them bringing their ideas forward, them putting forward suggestions, programs that they'd like to see implemented, because this is about them. You know, we teachers and administrators have already had our high school years, and so it's about trying to make these, the 5 or 12 years that they spend at St. John's College, as fun-filled and as empowering as possible for them, so that when they leave here and when they graduate from grade 12, they go into the world and continue to shine and excel. So that's what we're looking forward to this year.
That's amazing. I love that. Thank you so very much, Mr. Quinn. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having us.
Of course.
Okay, take care.
All right, we're back to you now, Jimmy.
Well, thanks so much, Wes. Now, we know heading back to school is always a mix of excitement, nerves, and brand new beginnings, especially when you're stepping into a new grade. Well, today we're chatting with two students who are sharing their summer adventures, what they're most excited about this school year, and how they're settling back into the classroom routine. Joining us is 5th grader Cruz, his little brother Cairo, who is now in the 3rd grade, and their dad, Robert Johnson. Welcome to What's Trending, Cruz, Cairo, and Robert.
Good afternoon, nice to be here.
Well, thanks for being here with us today. So tell us, Cruz, Cairo, tell us what is it like, I guess, starting off in a new grade this year? I know you go to CW Sawyer, and how was your first day of school?
Well, I would say that it was actually very nice. I am not gonna lie, it was very nice. So what I'm looking forward to this year, I have a spelling test next week Friday. I am looking forward to get A. My vice principal was saying A almost every day when I was in class.
So high grades, that's what you're looking for. And what about you?
I'm looking for better reading, better learning, and when my teacher asks me to do something, I listen, so I don't be a follower.
Oh, so you can be a leader and you can do what you gotta do. That definitely sounds good, Cairo. So Robert, as a parent, how does it feel watching your sons grow and transition into new grades and to do it with such enthusiasm? Because they sound very focused. This one focused on his test that's coming up next week, and this one is focused on being focused. So how does that feel for you as a parent?
It feels good as me and their mother. We work hard, hands-on with them, making sure that we try to make them into, good young boys, positive. We try to set positive examples for them so they could be like productive members in society one day. That's the bigger goal.
That's the overall.
Behind sending them to school.
Well, that makes sense. So let's backtrack a little bit to summer, guys. Obviously, what did you do? What was the best thing you did over the summer break? Cruz?
I would say that over the summer, we got to play all kinds of games. We had Daddy let us have the PS5 in our room so we could actually enjoy the summer.
I said that sounds like a lot of fun. What about you, Cairo?
When we went on our trip to Orlando in America to meet our auntie, that was a fun time. We did a lot of stuff there for 2 weeks.
Okay.
It was just pretty fun.
So I guess on that trip, I heard you went on a safari, and that sounds like it was a lot of fun. So what was your favorite part about the safari? Your favorite animal? What did you like about it?
I liked how the animals looked. I liked the emus and the bulls.
Okay.
I like their fur because it looks like it's like a soft sheet.
Okay. So you paid a lot of attention to the animals. That sounds good. So Cruz, tell us, I think you also went to your first minor league baseball game. What was that like?
That I really liked. It's because we even got to see a MLB player.
Okay.
Because he was on the Blue Jays. His name is Jake Berger. He is now on Texas because the Blue Jays sent him to AAA because they realized he wasn't playing as good.
So you want to tell us a little bit more about that, Robert, this championship?
So they both play for Freedom Farm.
Okay.
And Freedom Farm took a few teams to Fort Myers, actually, in the Little League. I think it's the Cal Ripken Little League World Series. And so it's under 9, I think it was, or under 8, or whatever it was. They won every game, and they won the entire tournament for their age group.
Cruz, tell us, going into the 5th grade, what are you most looking forward to this year?
Now, I'm looking forward to mostly get most A's because we want to go on the field trip like next year.
Okay.
So I'm trying to work very hard so we could actually go on the trip. That's because I'm very smart. My brother is too.
Okay.
And I want both of us to go on our field trip because we never miss.
Okay, so that sounds good, because I know that last year, I think you were on the principal's list and your brother was on the vice principal's list. So academics is something that you really get into at school. You really get into your books and do your studies and your lessons. What do you enjoy about that?
I enjoyed reading. I like the subject math. That's my favorite thing. That's my favorite subject. It's because, like, I like adding. I like to multiply, especially.
Cairo, is there anything new or different about this school year that you're excited about?
I'm excited about getting more A's and getting a 4-pointer this time on.
Well, it sounds like both of you, Cruz and Cairo, you're off to an amazing start to the school year. So continue to do well academically, and thanks so much to all of you for joining us on What's Trending today. It was definitely great having you here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, from shaping young minds in the classroom to preserving tradition on the open sea, we're shifting gears now to celebrate a proud moment in Bahamian sailing. The New Providence sloop Shroud, led by skipper Fernando de Cardenas, sailed to victory at the 3rd Bahamas Gombe Punch Cup, impressing spectators during the C-Class race at Salt Pond Harbor in Long Island. Hosted by the Caribbean Bottling Company, the Gombe Punch Cup celebrates Bahamian sailing and culture. Teams are judged across 3 major regattas. That's the Best of the Best, the National Family Island, and the Long Island Regatta. Now, Shroud's owner, Jason Robertson, called the winners a surprise and a proud moment, as their teams hadn't expected to place. Their $5,000 cash prize and $8,000 junior sailing school stipend will help fund ongoing maintenance and youth training through the Bahamas National Sailing School. CPC's marketing director, Jonathan Throneberry, highlighted the brand's commitment to preserving Bahamian culture, saying, quote, "Gombe Punch is more than just a beverage, it's a symbol of our heritage." Now, Robinson encouraged young sailors to pursue the sport with passion and consistency, calling sailing both an art and a valuable tradition to pass on. For more, visit www.cbcbahamas.com.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Coming this fall.
She had brown hair. She didn't even have red hair. The contract signed does not indicate anywhere that I am in charge of her hair color.
More courtroom drama.
She rented these 60 chair covers from me.
The event was for my Grammy for her birthday.
Yes.
And my Grammy don't even know 65 people.
On Justice with Judge Carroll, Fridays at 8 p.m. Real cases, real judgment. Judge Carroll always gets it right.
On Wednesday's show, we're putting the spotlight on a Bahamian who is making major waves on the global stage. From the streets of Nassau to the heart of the New York jazz scene, this trumpet prodigy has trained at Juilliard, performed with Grammy-winning legends, and is now rising as one of the brightest stars in modern jazz. We'll dive into his story, his roots, and the rhythm that drives his journey. Don't miss it. Well, that's the end of another trending day. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. That's at What's Trending on ZNS for all the latest buzz, behind the scenes moments, and what's hot on the timeline. We'll be right back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. See you later.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. A nationwide moment of silence marks the anniversary of Hurricane Dorian. Also, a new team of crossing guards is welcomed for the start of the 2025-2026 school year. And the island's latest traffic fatality victim remembered by his peers.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Pleaded with those residents to evacuate as soon as possible.
A somber day across the nation as citizens joined the office of the Prime Minister in observing a national moment of silence. Good evening, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you for joining us. 6 years ago today, Hurricane Dorian carved a path of destruction, battering Abaco before unleashing devastation on Grand Bahama. Thousands were displaced, many remain missing, and the nation was left in mourning. Today, our Jolanda Thompson-Everest visited several government offices that paused to reflect and remember.
There will never be a storm or hurricane named Dorian again. That's how terrible that storm was.
At the strike of 9:30 a.m., residents, businesses, and government agencies throughout the Bahamas pausing for a national moment of silence to remember the catastrophic Category 5 monster storm that stalled over the Bahamas with winds up to 185 miles per hour. Hurricane Dorian unleashing storm surges and flooding. Communities on Grand Bahama and Abaco were devastated, and lives were forever changed. At the parliamentary registration, Canon Lightburn and consultant Cecil Thompson sharing a somber moment, reminding those in attendance of the tragic loss of lives during Hurricane Dorian in 2019, while also reflecting on the purpose behind the lives that were spared.
Yes, many lost their lives during that storm, many. And we're no better than those who died. But God spared our lives, I believe, for a purpose.
Why were you spared? High Rock was struck so heavily, the eastern part of the island. A good friend of mine, a teacher, Clarence Jones, yet to be found.
Over at the Customs Department, Acting Deputy Controller Whitney Kenny, along with several employees gathering in the corridor to offer a special prayer for those still searching for comfort 6 years later.
There were so many persons that were affected as a result of family members being swept away, drowned, and so forth from Hurricane Dorian. And I know it's taken them a very long time to recover, but we had to honor them.
Chief Customs Officer Cordero Edgecombe speaking on a painful memory of his sister living in Abaco during the passing of the storm, advising her on how to stay alive.
And she was telling me she could hear her roof ripping off. And I'm advising her, go in the tub, put the mattress on top of you to make sure if it comes in, if anything happens, at least you have a buffer, you have some protection.
The somber atmosphere carried over at the Harold de Gregory complex, where many recounted that harrowing details of the storm that will never be forgotten.
We're resilient people, we are determined, and while we're here today, we reflect on that. Remember that we always come together in unity. unity is strength.
Well, today's event is definitely something that I encourage. I myself would have lost 7 family members out in East End, Grand Bahama through Dorian. So to see persons in my work life, and that's my colleagues and also persons in the building, come together for that particular moment, that is also encouraging because it says that you're not going through it alone.
And now we see the devastating effects of these hurricanes that came to kill, steal, and destroy. And so I pray that we would never experience something like that again.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Now, the Office of the Prime Minister, led by the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, hosted a national moment of silence in the nation's capital. For more on that story, stay tuned to the Bahamas Tonight at 7 p.m. In other news, the Minister for Grand Bahama also reflecting on the lasting impact of Hurricane Dorian tonight. She acknowledges that while the pain still lingers, several government initiatives under the Davis administration have aimed to ease the burdens carried by Dorian victims. Shashina Rolf-Farquharson reports.
It's a time that most who lived through it shudder to remember. Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, recalls having to relocate as floodwaters began to rise in our area. On September 2nd, 6 years ago, a monster storm Dorian moved from shattering Abaco to pummeling Grand Bahama.
We saw all of the water rising, right up the steps and starting to enter the house. And so at that point, it was said that, okay, this is very different.
And different it was. Hurricane Dorian would go on record as the worst storm in Bahamian history. It tore through the islands with unimaginable force, leaving behind a trail of destruction, death, and despair. Minister Moxie, an ordinary citizen and member of a nonprofit organization at the time, remembers answering the call to those in need.
The president of a nonprofit organization called 700 Partners, and we went into action right away.
But she says the red tape that existed for people who needed help is why she implemented the COLAB program once she was elected.
In recognizing what, as a nonprofit organization, the challenges were, I knew that, listen here, it has to be different. We have to, first of all, appreciate what nonprofit organizations were doing, because had it not been for nonprofits, I'm not sure where we would be today.
Additionally, another government achievement post-Dorian was the evidence bill, where families no longer had to wait 7 years to declare a loved one dead.
At that time, the current Prime Minister, Philip Edward Davis, he would have visited Grand Bahama as the leader of the opposition at the time, and I would have taken him to these individuals who were, being impacted, and we at that time said, we're going to deal with this. As soon as we get into office, we're going to ensure that there's an amendment that allowed this to happen.
Among other things, she says, following Dorian, the Davis administration has also done much work in East Grand Bahama, like restoration of the memorial sites, extending the SERS order for persons who lost vehicles or are still rebuilding, and assisted in home repairs. And as she recognizes this significant day, here's how she describes residents of Grand Bahama and Abaco.
When we think about what we've experienced and where we are today, there's no other word that describes both islands. We are resilient.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shashina Rolf-Farquharson.
Now on to the education beat. As teachers and students head back to the classrooms, crossing guards are also returning to the school zones. Speaking with City of Freeport's Chief Counselor of Marco City, Kendall Culmer, who is welcoming the new influx of cross guards with open arms following a full week of training and preparation.
We brought in about 5 to 6 new crossing guards who are new to the whole system, and we brought in a senior person from road traffic who worked there for 30 years, Ms. DeVoe, who came in and she trained them last week, and we're just hoping that they are fully up to speed, saying that today's day one.
And the supervisor for this year's crossing guard cohort, Monique DeVoe, although expressing confidence, is asking the public to please adhere to all rules of the road, as it will assist in ensuring each student can make it home safely.
Number one thing for everybody is safety. And as long as the general public, especially the motorists, once they adhere to the rules of the road and they make sure they respect the crossing guards, once they see they come on the pedestrian crossing with the children, just stop at that adequate distance and make sure that they don't move unless the crossing guard gives them the signal to move.
Well, the Coalition of Independence Party congregated at the site of the most recent traffic fatality, which claimed the life of beloved party affiliate Lynx Jones. Our Matthew Martin Burrow spoke with the heartbroken party members in this report.
A gentle giant, family dedicated, stern yet compassionate. These are the adjectives Coalition of Independence members, donned in their all-black attires, used to describe Lynx Jones, whose life saw a tragic and abrupt end following a traffic accident on Saturday, August 30th. Jones, a former construction laborer, worked closely alongside the aforementioned political party. Coalition's leader, Lincoln Bain, describes Jones as an individual who never hesitated to help those in the community.
I mean, he is a caring, loving person. Everyone who knows him knows that. He just loves everyone around him. He's like a teddy bear. He's like, if you look at him in stature, he's like a monster. But you know, when he opens his mouth and he smiles, you realize that he's a gentle giant, and he is very caring, looks out for people, and he will give you the shirt off his back, literally.
Echoing similar sentiments is party chairman Daniel Mitchell, who worked alongside Jones for decades in the construction industry and says Jones was not only reliable but consistent in everything he did.
Working along with him, he seems to be a gentleman, a nice gentleman who loves people, loves the movement. Anything you call upon, he is willing to assist you with to make sure that it's get done. So he's a person who you can trust and lean on to assist in any situation you find yourself in.
West Grand Bahama and Bimini candidate for the coalition, Tony Stubbs Albury, fighting back tears as she shares Jones' unprecedented loss leaves a crater in the constituency's heart.
A lot of times I go out and talk to people, say, where's Lynx? Mm-hmm. Like, if he's not there, where's Lynx? And now it's going to be so sad because when they ask, which some of them know and some don't, and you don't have to break the news because I've been having phone calls after phone calls and a lot of press and stuff, and, you know, and he's going to be real missed.
With the numerous Coalition of Independence members, including party leader Lincoln Bain, expressing their heartfelt gratitude for the impact Lynx Jones has had on the party and their lives, they made it clear his outstanding character will be sorely missed. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martin Burrow.
Now this marks the fourth traffic fatality in a 2-week span on the island of Grand Bahama. Well, in light of the recent traffic accidents, the Royal Bahamas Police Force are continuing their second phase of its road safety initiative with the deployed officers throughout the northern Bahamas occupying the most highly commuted roadways. Officer in charge of the Traffic Division, Superintendent of Police Christopher Farquharson, says the focus of this additional aspect of the mission is to enforce the laws of the road.
We are enforcing all the rules and regulations of the Road Traffic Act, especially for speeding. As you know, speeding is responsible for most of the serious accidents in Grand Bahama and throughout the Bahamas. So we are enforcing speeding and all the rules and regulations of the Road Traffic Act. We are here taking a non-tolerance approach to persons who may be offending the laws of our country.
The superintendent adds that this initiative will be continuous through the next several weeks. However, any additional support from the public is still greatly appreciated.
We have police throughout the streets. We have different units. We have the rapid response. We have mobile throughout the streets. But what I'll say to the public, if you see an offense, happening, please call the police. Please call control room 919 or 911, and the officer will be dispatched to deal with the situation.
Still to come.
The Bahamas Professional Women's Association celebrating a major milestone at 95 years. We'll show you how they marked the occasion when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Get ready for Bellevue Gifts and Supplies Back to School Sale. Now through September 13th, enjoy 15% off textbooks, workbooks, and school supplies. When you spend $25 or more, enter to win a tablet.
In celebration of 70 years of the city of Freeport, the Grand Bahama Port Authority presents the City Rush, a community junket rush out, October 11, 2025. Stay tuned to social media for more details.
With those residents to evacuate as soon as possible.
As we remember one of the deadliest hurricanes to ever strike the Bahamas 6 years ago, we reflect on the devastation it caused, the lives it changed. Unity, endurance, and resilience.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The International Federation of Business and Professional Women is marking 95 years of empowering women worldwide. Here at home, the Bahamas chapter celebrated the milestone by paying tribute to 2 of its late founding members during a special ceremony at Pelican Bay.
The International Federation of Business and Professional Women is marking 95 years of championing women's rights, collaboration, and gender equality around the world. Here at the Bahamas, the milestone was marked with an anniversary service at the Pelican Bay Hotel, honoring the organization's legacy and 2 founding members. Members were joined by friends and business partners for an evening of celebration, but special tribute was paid to 2 late pioneers, Joanna Newton and Naomi Simmons, remembered for their strength and courage in building the organization.
We're here today because BPW is celebrating 95 years all over the world, and the Bahamas Club is celebrating as well. And so we are here 95 years later, still advocating for the rights of women, but also through economic empowerment, through leadership. And I'm excited to say that BPW also has consultative status with the United Nations. We're here also to recognize and to honor some of the founding members that started BPW. And one of those persons are Joanna Russell Newton and also Naomi Simmons. And so their children are here to accept the honor on their behalf. So we want to keep their names alive because they started the groundwork.
Media pioneer Debbie Bartlett was tonight's guest speaker, praising President Lewis for her dedicated leadership and highlighting the lasting impact of the organization.
And there's a legacy of Bahamian women working together to see stronger families, to see increased ownership among Bahamians, male and female. And I also like her balance that she recognizes that this is not a feminist movement. This is to honor our men, to include our men. We are not competing. This is completion.
Kayleen Newton and Trevor Simmons, children of the late honorees, expressing how proud they are to see their mothers celebrated even after their passing.
I am so proud to be able to accept this honor on her behalf, even in death.
The call to say my mother's being remembered, I was like, wow, and that's been a long time. You're talking about, 30, 40 years that she's being remembered. And it really, really touched us to be in this position to accept this recognition on our behalf.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Well, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Urban Renewal Division may have very well established their new marching band. The division recently brought their 2-week camp to a close that featured riveting performance of all they have learned in theory. In front of government officials and the officer in charge of Grand Bahama, the group showed they have what it takes to be the newest band on the block. More details in this report.
Over 100 campers officially came together to form the Royal Bahamas Police Force Urban Renewal Marching Band, and following an intense 2 weeks of camp, they were able to theorize and put together a magical performance that had the audience here at the police canteen rocking. And if you don't believe me, take a look for yourself.
Last year, it was just theory, but this year, along with some timely instrument donations, the budding musicians showed they are ready to take Grand Bahama by storm.
One band! One band!
Director Sergeant Rovan Carey said the campers really took the one band, one sound model to heart, as they excelled through theory into the practical ensemble rendered.
They ain't come here with bam, ba-dam, bam, play that. No, it wasn't that. And the first 2 items we did was called a B-flat concert scale. Each one of them could stand up and tell you their relevant keys. Each one of them. And the notes that it possesses. This wasn't a walk in the park.
Founded as a tool to combat crime, officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas ACP Alvaro Dames and Deputy Director of Urban Renewal Senator Kirkland Russell praised the directors for their continued guidance and mentoring of young people.
Senator Russell and his team of center managers have wholeheartedly, they're one with us, we are one with them, and they have identified these young persons as persons who are interested in becoming band members.
I am anticipating a show that they have never seen in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas here today, put on by musicians.
And get this, the performance was so spectacular, it led to this pledge from the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie.
And on behalf of the Ministry for Grand Bahama and our collab unit, we will ensure that every child here, every student here has their uniform. We will ensure that you all have the uniforms and the equipment too that you need in order to make this work.
And of course, the campers would not leave empty-handed, as every camper left with certificate in hand, along with special awards for the top musicians. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Certainly looks like we have a new band on the block, Jay. What's coming up in sports?
Well, school is officially open, which means high school sports and primary school sports officially begins this month. I'm excited to be back on the field and in the court.
All right, that's coming your way next, but first to check on the local weather forecast.
It's back to school and back to savings at Bellevue Business Depot. 20% store-wide sale until September 13th on cash and credit card purchases. Spend $50 or more to enter to win a laptop. Drawing and sale ends September 13th.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family. The brands you're looking for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose, crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products that bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody
does it better.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. First in sports, high school sports for the new calendar year for athletes and coaches is scheduled to begin in 3 weeks with the Rosina Nesbitt Oriole Knowles High School Volleyball League. Will it be the Falcons, the Warriors, the Stingers, the Wildcats, or the Jaguars taking home the senior boys or senior girls title this year?
On the 22nd of September, we will begin with our volleyball for all division, junior boys and girls, and senior boys and girls. Immediately following that, on the 4th of November, we are anticipating the start of our softball for girls and baseball for boys, so that the junior girls and the senior girls will be competing in softball, and the baseball will be for the senior boys and junior boys. Between that, we know that we're coming out with the annual Tip-Off Classic, which is scheduled to begin on the 29th of October. So again, we're just pleased and happy to have the calendar rolling, and just to, get the corporate community to just come on board and support us as much as possible, and also for the entire community to come out and support their athletes as we build our future.
Next in sports, Chavez Young hit a go-ahead home run deep into left field in his last game for Lake Country, which was his third home run of the season. Young is currently playing in the American Association of Professional Baseball League, which is a MLB partner. And last in sports, with just 4 members on the team, the Bahamas walked away with 5 medals from the Battle of the Islands tournament in St. Martin over the weekend. Anaya Powell walked away with the gold medal. Kiana Cox was also awarded the gold via a walkover. Jamal Smalls was awarded the gold. He then accepted an open bout against any available fighter who was too aggressive, throwing 3 legal blows to the back of the head. And Colin Smith battled through a tough 3-round war, but earned a silver. Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
We're #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And before we close, we want to send a special happy birthday going out to Valerie. We know that you enjoyed your day here in the office. You want to tell her happy birthday today?
Hey, Val, happy birthday. I'm sorry I did not get the memo. I'll make sure I buy some sushi tomorrow.
Yeah, that's Val, you got it. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks so much for watching. The Bahamas Tonight comes your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, in memory of, the country pauses to honor the many lives lost in Hurricane Dorian. Plus, the Bahamas strengthens the measures to combat money laundering. Tune in for what that entails and who's involved. And it's what they call a cuteness overload. We came across a few toddlers who can't help but show their excitement about being back at school. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Hundreds unaccounted for, and the economic impact in the billions of dollars. It's been 6 years now since Hurricane Dorian snatched the lives of so many and left behind so much destruction. The memories, the scars, the lessons not to be forgotten. On this day of remembrance, the Prime Minister led cabinet ministers in a national moment of silence and prayer, a solemn period observed at public offices, schools, and homes throughout the country at 9:30 this morning. Vaughn Albury joins me in studio with the details.
Cabinet members, Bahamas Christian Council members, and staff of the Office of the Prime Minister paused to remember Hurricane Dorian, the death and destruction, its impact still being felt.
6 years ago, Hurricane Dorian swept through our islands with a force unmatched in our lifetime. It left behind grief. It left behind destruction. It left behind memories that continue to weigh on our hearts.
Though only 2 islands felt the destruction, its impact widespread.
We pause today to remember those whose lives were taken, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, grandparents and children, families that were never able to come back together again. Their names, their faces, and their stories remain with us, carried in the hearts of loved ones and in the collective memory of our nation.
The official death toll pegged at 74, but many believe it is much higher. Thousands of survivors on Abaco and the Grand Bahama still grappling with the horror.
Many lived through days of fear and uncertainty, clinging to rooftops, wading through rising waters, searching desperately for missing relatives. They endured the unimaginable and then faced the challenge of starting again with little left to call their own. Their courage is a reminder that even in the most difficult of times, the Bahamian spirit refuses to bend.
The Prime Minister highlighted the vital role of first responders and the volunteers amid the loss of innocent children, again stressing that climate change is a daunting reality.
Preparation is not a choice. Resilience is a responsibility. We must continue to build stronger homes, protect our environment, and ensure that no island or settlement is left behind.
Bind us together, Lord, bind us together, Lord, bind us.
The Prime Minister stressed the resilience of Bahamians, reminding us that we are one people, and as we mourn the loss, we must remember to support survivors. I'm Vaughn Albury. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Vaughn. ZNS also spoke with 50-year-old Franklin Fleuridor, who lived with his wife and 3 daughters in Spring City, Abaco. Fleuridor says they prepared for the storm, but never imagined the extent of its fury.
In my house, I was in the bathroom.
I was in the bathroom. That's where we find safety. Then after it died down a little bit, everybody went to the community center in Spring City. We had a community center there, so everybody was there, and that was like, the community center was made out of block and cement, so it's firm.
Florida's house, though, was destroyed. On the mend, his family is now rebuilding.
The progress, because folks were saying it could take 20 years, 30 years to get back, but everybody's rebuilding. You know, the progress is great in Abaco, you know, so we came from a long, long way.
Well, the impact of Hurricane Dorian, coupled with COVID-19, left behind an economy that was limping. 6 years later, and the central bank's latest forecast shows continued growth in July, albeit at a more tempered pace. Further, inflation based over the 12 months to May thanks to lower imported fuel and goods cost, while government finances improved with the fiscal deficit narrowing as revenue outpaced spending. What stands out is that tourism activity remained healthy, despite showing signs of moderation, with cruise arrivals strong while stopover growth was constrained. Altavis Munnings joins us in studio with more on the latest tourism financial stats. Good evening, Alta.
The central bank reports that while the Bahamas' economy continues to grow, tourism earnings in July showed signs of tapering. The monthly Economic and Financial Development Report for July 2025 illustrates the slowdown reflected limited growth in high-value stopover visitors, even as the cruise sector maintained strong momentum. Ministry of Tourism figures for June, the most recent available, show overall arrivals climbed by 10.7% to 1 million visitors compared to last year. That was driven mainly by cruise traffic, which surged nearly 14% to 900,000 passengers. By contrast, air arrivals slipped by just over 3% to 200,000. Breaking the numbers down by destination, New Providence recorded an 18.7% jump in total visitors, fueled by a 28% rise in cruise passengers. The Family Islands also saw growth of 7.2%, with sea arrivals up more than 8%. However, Grand Bahama was the outlier, posting a 31% decline in visitors, due largely to a 38% drop in sea traffic, despite air arrivals there rising by 26%. On a year-to-date basis, arrivals are up 10.6% to 6.3 million. That includes a 13% surge in cruise passengers to 5.4 million. Air arrivals, however, are down slightly by 1.3%, totaling just over 1 million visitors. Now, passenger traffic through Lynden Pinling International Airport reflected the same pattern. Departures fell 2.6% in July, with U.S. travelers down by more than 4% to 150,000. Providing some offset, non-U.S. international departures expanded nearly 15% to 18,800. The central bank says the figures point to healthy but moderated tourism activity, with cruise tourism continuing to drive growth, while airlift capacity remains a challenge for the higher spending stopover market. Reporting in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altavis Munnings. Back to you.
Well, pen to paper and signatures and smiles out the way, the Financial Intelligence Union today strengthened its relationship with the Gaming Board and other industry stakeholders with the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding ahead of the country's 5th mutual evaluation come October 2026. That assessment reviews the effectiveness of measures to combat money laundering and terrorist financing, as well as the country's level of compliance with Financial Action Task Force, or FATF, recommendations.
We think that it's a great opportunity for the jurisdiction to work closely with all of the regulators, and so we just look forward to continued cooperation.
We are signing memorandum of understanding with all of our industry stakeholders. Our partners, Central Bank of the Bahamas, Securities Commission of the Bahamas, Compliance Commission of the Bahamas, Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, all of our states, Customs Department, Immigration Department, all of them. So it's not all of them. We want to ensure that we strengthen and enhance our relationship.
Today's MOU comes as Financial Intelligence Unit Director Emerick Seymour candidly admits they've seen an increase in suspicious transaction reports, or STRs, so far this year.
It speaks to the fact that a lot is happening out there, and so we're doing our best to analyze the information and make it a further determination as to where it goes.
Coming up, Jamaicans head to the polls. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The last eclipse of our galaxy. Scientists are gathered here today to witness this extraordinary event. Simply marvelous, extraordinary, unforgettable, one of a kind. Oh man, that's amazing.
You can't ignore the craving that makes everything crunch. The new crispy barbecue bacon sandwich with barbecue sauce, cheddar, bacon, crispy onions, and an extra large chicken fillet. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Sting Junkanoo Group is celebrating 25 years of music, and you're invited to the greatest show ever. Counting down the years, performing hit song after hit songs. BVS, Colin McDonald, KB, Dyson Knight and D-Mac. Saturday, November 1st at the Farm Marshall Road, 8 p.m. until. Tickets can be purchased online at www.bahamaseattickets.com. For your skybox or to be a food vendor, call 424-6433, 477-0191. Sponsored by ZNS, Island Luck TV, The Farm, Gatorade Today and Co. Limited, Krista Minute and Associates.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new. Signature hot, hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Ghost pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Looking at a shot there of Eva Hilton Primary School in Oaksville. Their motto, labor conquers everything. That shot courtesy of our esteemed drone pilot, Kyson Miller. Welcome back. Outspoken Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson bewildered about the conditions of public schools at the start of a new academic year. Wilson lamenting to reporters yesterday that she's assessed school repairs for over a week and was told by contractors that payment has yet to be made. The Teachers Union president is appealing to the government to ensure schools are properly equipped with the proper personnel and resources ahead of a new academic year.
We need the new teachers, the teachers' aides, the guidance counselors, the librarians, the attendance officers. We need them in the schools. Far over 40,000+ students that are going to be entering these doors.
The return to school a struggle for many Bahamian families who find themselves unable to afford basic supplies for back to school. Social Services Minister, the Honorable Miles Larota, telling ZNS News Tuesday that his ministry has received some requests for its uniform assistance program, which by now would have been winding down. Well, in light of those requests, there's some relief for struggling families.
We had some requests from the public at large for some uniform assistance. A lot of those requests came in late, and I'm not putting blame on the public, but I just want the public to know that we have extended the deadline until the end of September, because we know that there are still some kids in transition and getting the schools moving from island to island or constituency to constituency.
The minister was unable to provide specifics on just how widespread the need for help, but nonetheless, the ministry, he says, was compelled to act.
There's not one particular community or one section of the island that are making those requests.
Meantime, a day after staffers from the Ministries of Health and the Public Service stormed out of their Meeting Street offices over the state of the building undergoing renovations, Labor and Public Service Minister, the Honorable Pierre Glover-Roll, announced Tuesday that relocation could soon be on the way. She told reporters today that the building that houses the two ministries is owned by the National Insurance Board and admittedly is in need of repairs. As renovations are underway, the building, Minister Glover-Roll acknowledged, has become uncomfortable due to heat and other issues.
It was first communicated that the building would be able to be occupied while the renovations took place. However, as with renovations, the contractors ran into evidence of situations in the building that they weren't at first anticipating. So that has not only delayed the process, but the weather has also compounded it. And the challenges are larger than they at first anticipated.
More recently, it was also uncovered that the building had serious roof damage, exposing it to the elements. She applauds these staffers who have since been placed on abbreviated shifts, noting that through all these hardships, they continue to show up and perform.
Today, they were back to work on abbreviated shift. There's been some improvements, but we don't think it's improvements to the point where there should be long-term delay in terms of us leaving the current space and relocating. So our move is to relocate within the next 2 weeks to ensure that our employees are in decent working conditions, to ensure that they're able to continue to do their work in comfortable conditions within both of our ministries.
And we're going to cross on over a minute to Jamaica, whose residents head to the polls tomorrow, choosing a new government and filling local council seats. Prime Minister the Honorable Andrew Holness of the Jamaican Labour Party is chasing another term, pitching lower income taxes, a higher minimum wage, and a national health plan for seniors. Holness first served as Prime Minister in 2011 and again in 2016. His challenger, Mark Golding of the People's National Party, is promising relief for working families, including no income tax for anyone earning $3.5 million or less a year. The attorney and investment banker served as opposition leader since 2020. And while Jamaica is known for its two-party system, the Jamaica Progressive Party and the United Independence Congress are hoping to snag seats in Parliament. With more than 2 million people on the voters list, over 7,000 polling stations will open from 7 in the morning to 5 in the evening. In all, 190 candidates are contesting, 184 for Parliament and 6 in the local by-elections. Now, turnout will be one to watch, as in 2016, nearly half of the voters showed up, and in 2020, it dropped to just 37%. By nightfall, though, Jamaica should know if Holness, who is the youngest and longest-serving JLP Prime Minister, holds on, or if Golding gets a shot at leading that country.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
During Little Caesars Carnival of Specialties, you're gonna want to try everything. Like wearing a Balloon Man costume?
Or turning into a tuba?
No! Like trying all the varieties from the Carnival of Specialties at a special price for a limited time, only at Little Caesars.
For just $13 VAT inclusive, get it now at Little Caesars, Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, East Street South, Charles Saunders Highway, and Prince Charles in the One East Plaza.
Pizza.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today
Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive Fiber services when you port your landline.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, these little ones are just elated to be in the classroom after all these years of their life are some of the most critical. The faculty at their small school, Buttonwood Primary, take utmost pleasure in pouring positivity into their little lives. Danielle Dean has more.
Monday saw these adorable toddlers returned bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for their second and for some their first year of preschool. And Pinewood MP, the Honourable Miles LaRota, showed up early to see them off.
There are a lot of individuals who don't know that Buttonwood Preschool is here, but it's been here from 2013. That means it's been here from 12 years. They put out some excellent students feeding both the public and private schools.
According to the minister, Buttonwood, though not as well known as other preschools, went from 40 enrollees last year to now over 60. Ariel Webb, a teacher of 3 years, says she loves the kids and takes her contribution in their success to heart.
They were excited. I thought we were going to have some crybabies, so some screaming, but they were just in there ready and excited, willing to learn.
And thanks to Principal Shanrick Claire Lloyd and the staff at the school who she said have become a family, the school is gaining well-deserved recognition.
This year we restarted our 3-year-old program, our level 1 program. So we accepted 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds this year. Last year we only had 4-year-olds.
Part of this edition, 3-year-old pre-kindergartner Marion, who turned the tables.
Hi, summer.
Well, thank you, Marion. My summer was very good. I went fishing. I went to the beach. I had a lot of fun. I played with my friends, with my family. How was your summer?
My summer good.
Your summer was good? What did you do?
I sleep.
Well, he isn't the only one, but like little Marion, his friends and other schoolmates are excited to be back at school. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Oh, Marlena, I think you have a group of little ones on your side of the news, but tell us some more about that in a sneak peek of Access Now.
Oh my goodness, we're matching the back-to-school excitement here. I mean, they might have us beat a little bit. They are too cute. But for all of those St. John's College alumni, you should be excited because we've got your principal, Mr. Quinn McCartney, joining us tonight. He's going to be telling us all about how the first day of school went, what they're looking forward to this year. Back-to-school fever continues.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to that. Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Diet-friendly special.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. Normally, I'd be against this type of capitalistic corporate synergy. But when the other pigtailed provocateur said I could concoct my own Frosty, I melted. My meal is tribute to the suffering that awaits us all. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Back to school season is here, and we want to see those fits. Parents, show off your little one's fresh first day looks. And students, yes, you can flex your own drip too. Just snap it, send it, and shine on TV. Text your best back to school photo to 242-422-6827 for a chance to be featured on What's Trending. And thanks to BTC, 2 lucky winners will score a brand new BTC cell phone and a BTC swagged out backpack stuffed with official BTC paraphernalia. It's all going down September 1st through the 4th at 6 p.m. only on What's Trending. BTC, bringing the vibes to the classroom.
Super Club's Breezes marking its 30th year in the Bahamas. The all-inclusive resort opening its doors along the Cable Beach Strip back on September 2nd, 1995. As part of its year-long celebrations, the resort paused today to celebrate its long-serving team members with an appreciation ceremony. Corval Pfeiffer reports.
Breezes founder and chairman, Jamaican-born John Issa, says for him and his family, the Bahamas has become a home. And the more than 350 team members that work here, many of whom have been with the company for 2 or more decades, have become like family. He even hinted at big expansion plans on the horizon.
As we celebrate the past, we also look to the future. And I'm pleased to share that we are exploring exciting plans for expansion.
At a special luncheon at the resort Tuesday, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis praised the employees, calling them examples for others to follow.
I want each of you to hear me clearly. We see you, we honor you, and we thank you. This celebration also carries a message for all Bahamians. It is a reminder that our country is built on the shoulders of workers. Every success we enjoy as a nation comes back to people like you, who put in the time, who show up every day, and who give your very best.
More than 100 team members were awarded for their years of service, ranging from 5 years all the way up to 30 years. Shane Curtis, a waiter, now 29, has been with Breezes since he was 19. He feels like he's grown up here, and as for what being celebrated feels like for him...
I wasn't expecting it, to be honest, but, I mean, if you're showing love, I appreciate it.
While Rhonda Nixon, more than 30 years with Breezes, is about to retire later this year, she is nothing but grateful. And legendary musician David Ferguson, a.k.a. Funky D, and his band, the Summer Breeze Band, have called Breezes home since it opened its doors back on September 2nd, 1995.
Because at the time when I came, I was just starting my family, and I have 4 kids. I sent them through school, and so I thought that was excellent, and I am so glad that we had that much guests coming in and out the Bahamas. So my kids enjoy good school lives, good house lives, and I thank Breezes for that.
The best thing about my job here is just to make somebody who spend a lot of time, a lot of money to come to the Bahamas, to give them the Bahamian culture, make them feel at home. So it's been 30 years of good stuff.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pfeiffer.
Well, congratulations to all of Breezer's long-standing employees. And tonight, we leave you with more pics of your bright-eyed and bushy-tailed youngsters. See if you see a familiar face.
keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. Cause if it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. If it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is shaping the future of young leaders through its Agriculture and Marine Cadet program. This initiative aims to equip students with the skills, discipline, and knowledge needed to pursue careers in the agriculture and marine industries, while also building character and teamwork. Agriculture and Marine Cadet Program Coordinator Romeo Josie shared his perspective on the impact of the program.
We decided to do something new this year. Instead of having students working in different areas alongside persons like in accounts or FBAIC or at BAMSI, we decided to take more of an approach where it's academic as well as practical so that they could understand agriculture and marine, the agriculture marine sector a bit more.
Fellow program coordinator Trayvon Pinder also spoke about the reason behind launching the initiative.
The aim of the program is to promote agriculture awareness and just to basically get young people into agriculture. It's really now that majority of the farmers right now are, seniors. We just basically want to keep the juniors more so interested.
And students enrolled in the summer program are already feeling the impact.
It's a different experience that I never experienced ever, but the experience is good. And I think a lot of people should be into this because it teaches you stuff and it allows you to learn different things with nature and basically just new things.
So far, the experience has been wonderful. I did a lot of bonding with everyone. We've learned a lot of different things about agriculture, and we are continuing to learn more, which is an amazing thing that will help me make future decisions about what I decide to do as a career.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources says the goal is clear: to inspire the next generation to see agriculture and marine resources not just as industries, but as careers of opportunity and service to the nation. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Minister Miles LaRota goes back to school in the Pinewood area. And private schools are opening and looking at the costs of education, so stay close for that. Plus, the Humane Society has a shiny new van for rescue. And coming up in sports, turmoil in the BLTA just ahead of its elections.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. This is the second day of schools being open for the fall term, and the excitement is still in the air. And just like those kids out there, we still have the back to school fever here on Access Now. So let's get straight to it and dive right into the news. From bright-eyed students at Buttonwood School to proud achievers at Cleveland Aeneas Primary, Pinewood Gardens Member of Parliament, the Honorable Miles LaRota, marked the first day of school meeting with teachers and providing support to students at both institutions in his constituency, kicking off the new school year. Minister LaRota believes education isn't just a district issue, it's national business.
I try to play a role in the school, whether it be in academics, whether it be in sports. Last year we had 103 kids made the honor roll, and that was up from the first year in 2022 when it was 49 less than 50. So I've watched the school grow in terms of not only athletics, but also academics. I try to come here as much as I can. I'm going to go to Buttonwood Primary when we leave here to encourage the kids, to let them know that academics is the great equalizer, and if they come in and put in the effort, they'll be rewarded.
And while test scores and trophies matter, he believes the real impact is measured by access, investment, and belief in the potential of students.
Since I've been here, we've had 3 sets of kids, going on 4, who have received scholarships from me to private schools, whether it be QC or St. Anne's or Bahamas Academy, Charles W. Saunders. So I try to encourage the kids to be their very best and put money behind my mouth. As long as I am the MP, there's a minimum of 2. As long as I'm the MP, I will continue to push for academic excellence for the kids out of the school in my district.
The first day of school was yesterday, and while students are settling into classrooms across the capital, two private institutions, Queen's College and St. Francis and Joseph, are taking a closer look at the real cost of education. Our West Calix Forbes has more.
At Queen's College, Principal Father Henry Knowles admits that affordability remains a challenge for families, but he says the investment pays off, pointing to the strong Bahamas Junior Certificate and Bahamas General Certificate of Secondary Education national examination results as proof of the school's commitment to preparing students not just for exams, but for life beyond these four walls.
We have 87 students who have 5 or more A to C passes in their BGCSEs. We have students who have passed 12 BGCSEs, all A's. We have students with 10 BJCs, which is like almost the maximum you can take, with all A's. You get value for your money at Queen's College. For the depth of our curriculum, for the amount of courses that we cover, the support systems that we have in place.
Over at St. Francis and St. Joseph, administrators echoed similar sentiments about rising private school costs, but highlighted what parents are paying for is quality education.
We have a team of excellent, creative, innovative, energized teachers who ensure that students understand the importance of what they're learning, and the lessons are hands-on. They help them to make the connections between the classroom and the real world.
As students ease into their first day of school, St. Francis and St. Joseph set the tone for the academic school year. The balance between affordability, innovation, and commitment to both students and teachers. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Thanks, Wes. Well, the smell of new uniforms, fresh paint, and book bags can only be matched by the bright, excited faces of children returning to the classroom this week. Our Corval Pyfrom takes us through opening day of the new school year. Take a look.
The boys had their pencil-thin pants starched to perfection. The girls wore hairdos with bright smiles. The classrooms and halls were all decorated brightly in anticipation of the return of these pupils. D.W. Davis Junior High School Principal Latoya Burrows, who welcomed 7th graders and other new students, says there was a mix of excitement and a whole lot of jitters.
Oh yes, we were very much excited to see our new Royals. Now granted, keep in mind now that they're new, a lot of them were shy, a little timid, looking around for friends from other schools, but they were really much excited.
7th grader Kamari Missick is a newcomer to Anatole Rogers High School, and it was pretty clear that walking into the big leagues has him a little at a loss for words. How excited are you today?
Very excited. I wake up very early, couldn't wait.
What are you looking forward to?
Doing well, be successful, and yeah.
D.W. Davis prefects Kyle Wallace and Christian Bienvenu, both 9th graders, are now veterans at junior high school.
I'm looking forward to seeing all of my teachers and just interacting with the new students and all of my friends.
That feels like I have to make my teachers proud and my parents, and also it shows me how to be a leader.
And Anatole Rogers' 8th grader, Trevor Moultrie, so excited not to be the new kid anymore, was among the first students in the gate this morning. He told us he was up before the crack of dawn. He has big goals this year.
To get a good GPA.
What did you make last term?
2.82.
So what are you trying to make this term?
3.55.
Wow. And here's to wishing all students and teachers and parents a happy new school year. For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Thanks, Corval. Well, as the classrooms prepare to welcome students this week, one young student is stepping up in a big way, using her organization to support children in need.
A primary school student is proving that there is no age barrier when it comes to assisting those in need. Tiana Butler, a 6th grade student of Nassau Christian School, spent her Saturday at the Elizabeth Estates Children's Home, donating supplies in an effort to aid in preparing the residents for the new school year. After facing personal struggles, including a brief moment of hospitalization during the summer, Butler started the Girls to Ladies organization, a group focused on assisting those in need.
I decided to do this because during the summer, I spent some time in the hospital, and when God allowed me to recover, I felt the need to do something to give back.
Butler's mother, Angel Barrows, says when Butler proposed the idea to her, she immediately felt a sense of pride, knowing the good work that would be accomplished.
It makes me feel so proud and so happy to know that she have a compassionate heart, and to know that she wants to give back, especially to children just like her. So I'm just so happy that she is showing that she has a heart to give, and I am excited for what the future holds for her.
With snacks and school supplies donated to the children, Office Administrator for the Elizabeth Estates Home, Denise Reckley Foster, says she is grateful to know that each student will be able to enter the new school year much more prepared.
We have 28 children at the home. 24 of them are in school, and they need these snacks especially to take to school with them. So we really, really appreciate the snacks and the school bags, because, you know, we always need these things. We always need these things, and we really, really appreciate the thought. Even, you know, the schoolgirls, even just to think of the children here, we really appreciate it.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Marishan Barrows.
Setting an amazing example even for us adults. Well, man's best friend, a special and lovable group of animals, if I do say so myself, yet they face unimaginable challenges, and in some cases, they come at the hands of the people meant to protect them. But a notable animal rescue group has been gifted a new addition to their equipment that will help them crack down on the animal crisis. Danielle Dean has more details.
Like this little guy, the Bahamas Humane Society remains steadfast in its commitment to rescue as many animals as possible, especially dogs. And according to President Kim Arana, the generous donation of a rescue vehicle certainly brings them one step closer to this goal.
Generous donators of the Bahamas have donated us this new rescue vehicle, and it's essential because we spend a lot of time going out on rescues of animals that are injured or down a well or stuck in a cave, or all sorts of different rescues that we have to do, and also just animals that are being abused or neglected.
But this van here behind me is meant to help them escape that reality. Wife of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis, has served on the Society's board for a decade. She says using vehicles like this one is the main priority for the animals after being rescued.
Making sure they're healthy, they're well, that they're spaded and ready for adoption or ready for export to have new homes, and we're just very grateful.
This makes van number 3 for the animal rescue organization. And Arana says donations of all kinds, especially monetary, are welcome. But though they've not reached their optimal donation goals, this group of animal enthusiasts in the meantime won't stop rescuing animals in need. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks, Danielle. Still to come, we definitely have back-to-school fever on Access Now. Tonight, a world-class principal from St. John's College joins us to talk back to school. And speaking of world-class, our weatherman, Basil Dean, is also coming up after the break. So stay close.
It's Bahamas' biggest night this November 1st. Join Elias Promotions, YBE Promotions, Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, and Bahamas Air as they present the Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series at the National Stadium Ground. Performing for the first time, Tyrese comes to Bahamas to deliver an unforgettable performance. Also performing R&B sensation Uncle Sam. The Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series, Saturday, November 1st at the National Stadium Ground, Nassau. Tyrese and Uncle Sam together for the first time in Nassau. Advance tickets are available now at all Cash and Go locations, or log on to cashandgobahamas.com. For info, call 242-427-8111 or call 242-357-0116. Be there.
Bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding dong. Dang dang dang. Ding bang ding. bang ding, ding ding bang, bang bang bang, ding bang ding, ding bang ding, ding bang ding, ding ding bang.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and we have an area of showers and thunderstorms in the far eastern Atlantic. It's becoming better organized over the last several hours, and as a result of that, we're now giving this area a 70% chance of development over the next several days. So we'll have to keep our eyes on this, because by Thursday, we could have a tropical depression, possibly even a tropical storm in the far eastern Atlantic, which will continue to move towards the west. And then a lot of the wet stuff still remains with us. We have that area of low pressure just to the north of us, and that is pushing some southwesterly moist air across the northwest and central Bahamas, which will fire pockets of showers and thunderstorms for the next several days. That will take us right into the weekend. And our boating forecast tonight through Thursday in the northwestern islands, that southwest winds, yes, 10 knots, wave heights 1 to 3 feet over the ocean, but near those showers and thunderstorms, you can expect the winds and seas to be locally higher. Now, your low tide will occur at 11:02 tonight, with another low tide at 10:48 tomorrow morning. Now, for the central and southeastern islands, through Thursday, the wind southeast at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Let's do it, y'all. Tonight the mood is right. Y'all them look so nice. Keep on playing this sweet old music. Say that people can't refuse it. Outside in the open air.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Marlena.
Thanks, Basil. On the second day of school, we welcome the distinguished principal of St. John's College, Mr. Quinn McCartney. Welcome to Access Now.
Good to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
So I know there's been some discussion in the past about needing more male teachers and male principals. How do you feel, weighing in on the need for more gender balance in educators and the importance of having these male figures?
I think it's a step in the right direction. As you know, the majority of our teachers are female, and they're doing a fantastic job, and they play a critical role in our educational system. But I think because there's so many young men in our schools, and from primary right up to high school, I think it's good to have some males around so that they can see some examples of good male role models. Unfortunately, a lot of our homes are single-parent homes where the female is a strong presence in the home, and relatives and friends. And so I think it's important to have some males as well to show that we can be part of the educational system and contribute to the development of our young men and young ladies, actually.
Amazing. Now, I know in the past you were a very high-ranking policeman who was very used to law and order.
Right.
Now, making that shift from law and order to education and being a principal, how has that been, having to switch to being around children all day?
So it's been pretty exciting. It's a difference from, you know, I spent 32 years on the Royal Bahamas Police Force, a career I thoroughly enjoyed. But I transitioned slowly into education. My desire was always to be a teacher, but the Royal Bahamas Police Force called me before the Ministry of Education many years ago. And so being in the education department now, in the education field, is certainly an exciting time for me. And, you know, I have to realize that I'm not running the police force, I'm not part of the police force, but discipline is still important in our schools. And so we have to, and so my thing is to try and lead by example, and to try and speak to our young men and women as much as possible, and to tell them how important it is to be disciplined, to obey rules, and follow what we're trying to instill in them every day.
Now, you say you wanted to be a teacher even before you became a policeman.
Yeah.
What was it that originally inspired you to want to be a teacher?
I think my mother was a teacher, and my her good cousin, Thelma Ford, Leonie McCartney was my mother, Thelma Ford was a cousin, and they were all, and quite a number of her friends were educators, and so just watching them and seeing them around, I said, this seems to be an interesting career. Hearing them talk and preparing for the new school opening was always an exciting time, and so that kind of inspired me, and I thought it would be good. I did science as my profession. I'm a chemist by profession. And so I felt it would be good to have a male chemistry teacher, Bahamian, in the school system. Yes. And so I went off on a Ministry of Education scholarship. But like you say, my obligation was to come back and work for the government of the Bahamas. But the police force enticed me with their forensic lab. And so I ended up as a police officer working in forensics for a significant portion of my career.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, shifting back to St. John's, is there anything new and exciting in your curriculum this year?
So we started this year off exciting. We are working under the theme of lead, soar, and serve, and we're trying to get our young people to lead and be leaders in no matter what area they're working in the school. We want them to soar at a greater height, so if they had a good GPA last year, we want them to try and add a few more points on even this year, and then we want them to serve, to give back to their community, to give back to their classmates, to give back to the community of St. John's College in particular. And so nothing is significantly new. We continue with our curriculum. We're continuing to build on the legacy that has being part of St. John's tradition from 1947. We had a very exciting year last year in terms of academics, in terms of athletics, and in a number of areas. And so we just want to continue that great tradition that St. John's is known for and to do even greater things this year.
Amazing. So tell us, this is the big question we've been asking everyone, how have the first 2 days of school been?
So the first 2 days were not bad. You know, unfortunately, the school wasn't as prepared as we would have liked. There were some delays in completing some of our projects, some of our renovation work. But I think by and large, our teachers did exceptionally well in preparing the school for opening. Our groundsmen did their part, our janitresses, our ancillary staff also did a good job. And our team came excited and prepared. They had lots of rest and relaxation over the summer holidays, but the last week preparing before the students came, they were ready for them when they came in, all 1,124 of them when they came in on Monday morning.
Wow.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a big population.
Well, Principal McCartney, it has been a pleasure hosting you tonight. All the best with your new school year, and we hope to have you back soon. Or
Thank you very much.
Some students when they're up to something.
Oh, definitely, definitely. That would be great. I want them to get as much exposure as possible.
Amazing. Well, it's time for us now to check in with Total Sports to see what's on tap.
The BLTA saga continues. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, and Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Back to school season is here, and we want to see those fits. Parents, show off your little one's fresh first day looks. And students, yes, you can flex your own drip too. Just snap it, send it, and shine on TV. Text your best back to school photo to 242-422-6827 for a chance to be featured on What's Trending. And thanks to BTC, 2 lucky winners will score a brand new BTC cell phone and a BTC swagged out backpack stuffed with official BTC paraphernalia. It's all going down September 1st through the 4th at 6 p.m. only on What's Trending. BTC, bringing the vibes to the classroom.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports week. The Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association's annual general meeting set to be held in less than 2 weeks. Tension is rife in the local sporting body as 2 factions of the organization are engaged in a war of words just ahead of its election of officers. Now, for context, the current BLT administration had been involved in an ongoing legal battle with 2 members who had deemed they had been unfairly removed as members of the BLTA. And in July of this year, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of those 2 appellants, saying the BLTA had acted unjust. Now on Sunday, former tennis player Marvin Roll, who intends to run for president of the association, along with several tennis parents, held an impromptu presser at the National Tennis Center to air out their grievances with the current administration.
For the past 5 years, the BLTA has failed to issue any notice regarding the regularization of memberships. During the same period, parents have allowed their children to proudly represent the Bahamas on national teams. Yet the board never once indicated that it was refusing new memberships or renewals. Now that the BLTA has suddenly called an election and instructed members to appear at the National Tennis Center for only two hours of each day to check if they are eligible. Those not on the association list are told they must wait until the AGM and elections to be ratified. This process is not only unreasonable and exclusionary, it is a breach of the court's ruling and contrary of the BLTA Constitution.
Now, ZNS sports team did reach out to current BLTA President Perry Newton, but no response was given up until news time. We'll continue to update you on this story as it progresses. And that's a look at your sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Coming this fall, Royston Jones and Melina Leonard on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Tune in and get your fill of community news. Family Island news, entertainment, and, well, sometimes slithering animals. That's the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
The draw promo, take one.
Blessings, this is the ancient man.
All right, the draw promo, take two.
You prefer to give them McDonald's before you could give them peas and rice?
Man, ancient man, what you doing, man? Take three.
If the bugger man ever beg you, don't give him none. If he try to hold you and hide your great God, break off and run. If he say you look sweet and juicy, watch it. He just wants some, cause if the bugger man ever bite you, meow. The drop. I don't mean drop nothing. It's the drop show. It's music, culture, art, entertainment.
Trust me, y'all ain't never want to miss this energy on The Drop.
So you could drop for the drop.
Yeah, little mama, bust the drop. Look out for the drop coming in.
Welcome back. In the spirit of back to school, you're looking at a shot of T.A. Thompson Junior High School, courtesy of our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. We'll leave that there and head on down to Eleuthera. Let's go. Eleuthera is known for its sweet pineapples, but this weekend it was all about something sweeter. Back-to-school blessings. Central and South Eleuthera MP, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, hosted a bash packed with school supplies, a gaming corner, and snack giveaways to keep students smiling. Sweeting says the aim was simple: make sure every child starts the year confident, prepared, and celebrated. Well, Eleuthera may be famous for pineapples, but this weekend it was about planting the seeds of success. And one person who is always on point is Matea Cunningham, and here she is with Let's Talk Socials.
Good Tuesday evening, folks. How are you all this evening? Or in Bahamian terms, what's going on? I'm Matea Cunningham, and you're watching Let's Talk Socials. Today's feature is so funny I couldn't resist sharing. Now, most of us are familiar with the Bahamian comedian under the alias Sarge. What a lot of people don't know, though, is that his name is Zeneo, and he makes hilariously creative content outside of his Sarge character. Take a look at this video titled Bahamian Superheroes Part 1.
Give me the machine bag!
Mike, it's Alibaba! Give me my bag! Save me! Help!
Unhand this now! I'll save you.
My hero!
Breakfast reached me. Nice, boy, finally! No hungry, Ben, boy. Shakes in, boy. You get this from Island today? Yeah, man. You know how easy to carry on.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Mr. Cassidy eating breakfast? Let them fresh eat the grits and tuna.
I get robbed, babe.
We do not care. That pilot from David Jones' locker. Hold your head, man.
Yeah, ma.
Educate on. Man, hey.
Y'all a bunch of jokers, babe.
Man, yeah, man.
We have some very talented people. That does it for Access Now for tonight. Make sure to join us tomorrow night for more financial advice from Leno. Stay tuned for the Bahamas Tonight at 11 with Royston Jones. Good night, everybody.
Bahamas' biggest night this November 1st. Join Alliance Promotions, YBE Promotions, Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, and Bahamas Air as they present the Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series at the National Stadium Ground, performing for the first time. Tyrese comes to Bahamas to deliver an unforgettable performance. Also performing R&B sensation Uncle Sam. The Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series, Saturday, November 1st at the National Stadium Ground, Nassau. Tyrese and Uncle Sam together for the first time in Nassau. Advance tickets are available now at all Cash and Go locations or log on to cashandgobahamas.com. For info, call 242-427-8111 or call 242-357-0116. Be there.
Coming this fall.
She had brown hair. She didn't even have red hair. The contract signed does not indicate anywhere that I am in charge of her hair color.
More courtroom drama.
She rented the 60 chair covers from me.
The event was for my Grammy for her birthday.
Yes.
And my Grammy don't even know 65 people.
On Justice with Judge Carroll, Fridays at 8 p.m. Real cases, real judgment. Judge Carroll always gets it right.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Hey, but y'all get ready, but my cousin in Abaco, but he just called his whole roof blow off, and he say he don't think he gonna make it, and his whole house going, and he's sitting in the back of nowhere.
I know that was gonna happen.